Hey, I'm Whitney.
And I'm Bethany.
And we own the Winchester Manor here in Newmarket, Alabama, where we do rentals, Airbnb, and transform old properties into something new. We were and are wedding photographers, and we do branding and all kinds of things. And our brother-in-law is a real estate agent here in town, and he found what's now the Winchester Manor, our home. Immediately fell in love with it, and we did do weddings there for a little while. It got to be a lot because we live there.
So we kind of wanted to transition into something a little bit more long-term, but something that we could do and have babies.
From Newmarket to Huntsville is a full gamut of humanity. A lot of people call it the Mayberry feel. It's just like a quaint little downtown, and it's like a whole family atmosphere around here.
Well, everyone knows Whitney because he walks up and down the street wearing the baby. And they're like, oh, you're the one that wears the baby. We're about 20 minutes outside of Huntsville. I think it's kind of hard for business to sustain out here.
And it took several years. We started with our house being the Winchester Manor, and then the cottage, the loft, and then after that got to know a few people in town, and it kind of started to work out to where they trusted us to take hold of the properties and do something positive with them instead of making just another antique store, making them something worthwhile and bringing some life back to the neighborhood.
I'm actually from here, so I know a lot of the people already. As we would complete something, they would see that we saved it and how great it looked, and we would get all these messages and all these comments on how thankful they were that we were saving what we could, because for so long it had been dilapidated.
And I think that we have like an overwhelming need to save the things around us, knowing that you're living right across the street from an old bank. There's so many fun things you can do with that and repurpose it.
The bank building didn't have anything where the teller would be, so we went and salvaged teller windows from an old antique store that were era appropriate, same 1920s, and we wanted to include that so that it looked like a bank. But when we don't have much to go on, we'll go and just look at banks in general. Like the 1920s, they would have the tellers actually sleep in the bank so they didn't get robbed.
If it wasn't for the teller's quarters, my favorite would be the studio, because I do so much work there, and music is such a big part of my life. It makes you feel creative, it makes you feel accomplished when you get it done because it sounds good in there because it's a proper studio. It feels like it's real and makes it more special of an experience. But it always comes down to, is it photogenic? Like when you walk into the room, I see myself there. I heard a great quote from a customer that we had one time, and they said, this feels like walking into my favorite book. The goal we have is to offer an experience versus just, the traditional hotel stop.